Happy Tuesday, friends. Welcome in. Hello, Misty. Thanks for being here. All right. Tonight we're getting scrappy with it. So first I'm going to show you what sizes I'm cutting that makes sense for me. So if you prefer to have other sizes, go with whatever will work for you and your scraps and what you're going to use, be able to use up. So first, I have a lot of Dresden blades. I love me a good Dresden quilt. I made one with all these fallish tones, which are my favorite colors. Hi, Joydy. Thanks for joining me. So I have Dresden blades. There are a couple different sizes in here because I've made 2 different sizes of a Dresden blade quilt. 2.5-inch squares. Lots and lots. I cut an overabundance of green a couple years ago because I made a St. Patty's wall hanging. So I have overabundance of green, but 2.5-inch squares. Might run out of space on those. I may have to go to one of these bigger containers. These are 2.5 by 4.5 for a potato chip quilt. I never made one before, but it's on my wish list. So that's the scraps that I'm cutting. I thought I had 5-inch squares, but maybe I didn't. Now this bin, I love to make scrappy mug rugs. Oh, actually I can show you. I have one right here. I like to make these 5-inch, this one is well loved, mug rugs. And they're just made out of scraps. And then I take a 5-inch charm square and put on the back. So I love to make these. So that's what this is all for. These are for so I can make scrappy pieces. So they're kind of random shapes, sizes. Hi, Deb. Misty says, loves Dresden's, has a sunflower in my stack. I just need to do the French knots done for the centers at seeds. Oh, that's a good idea. I made my mom a sunflower Dresden quilt for her birthday one year. So here's the scrap bin. It's an antique wooden box. I've worked on this on a couple lives, and I don't feel like it's going down. So I'm still working. So this is a nice set strip for some rugs, mug rugs. This one I'm just going to throw in there too. It's a little bit bigger. That's a good one for strips. And I see, and I would save this because this would be a nice end piece. And I don't mind the size of that, like the angle of it. That would be fun too. Hi, Kathy. Welcome in. Here's a Dresden blade in the middle there. So I'll put him over there. I got seasonal in there. All right, let's go over my tools. Obviously, I got a rotary cutter. So for this, I'm going to pull out lots of different sizes. Let me know. I hope my internet's okay. It's been having issues today. So I've got my 2.5. What is this one? A 2.5 by 14 or 15? 2.5 by 15, 5-inch, and my 2.5-inch square. So this one I was curious to see if I could make it a 2.5 by 4.5. It's definitely a 2.5. For my potato chip bucket. And then I have a trash bin over there. So how is everyone tonight? Are you working on anything with me? Or are you just hanging out? I feel like you guys like to just hang out with me. We're going to put all this in this little scrap strip set. I think I want this to be the 2.5 by 4.5. It is a hot one here in Indiana today. How about you guys? That's why I have the blinds behind me closed, because it gets really hot in my side. Joydy's chilling. Kathy's working on scheduling my live for Friday morning. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna make this a 2.5 by 4.5. Oh, that just totally moved on me. We're still good though. That totally moved. This is super old vintage, very old fabric. Super duper old. It's very, very thin. I'm not even sure what I used this for. Oh, I think I used this. I had a friend. I repaired a very old quilt that her grandparents had made her, and her dog had tore it up. So I repaired some of it for her. Misty's working on a tote bag. Okay, we're going to throw that stuff in there. I really want to leave that whole because I want to have this for a strip instead of chopping it up small. There's another Dresden blade, some little strips. Yeah, those can go in there. All right. This, I think I thought I had 5-inch squares, but I might be making that up too. I think I'm actually going to leave that one whole. I love this. I use this for my grandson. He's a rainbow baby, so we use this and some Winnie the Pooh fabric, and I made him a little quilt with that. Yeah, I think we'll leave that one too. And I can always, as I'm going, what I'll do, if I'm working on making some scrappy mug rugs, is I'll just cut. I'll just make random cuts if I need to and make it smaller as I go. But this is what I'm trying to contain. It's got everything. It's got large pieces like these. This is all from a baby quilt I made. I want to save these out because I think I'm going to make her something else to go with it. I've got this is a whole strip of patriotic. I feel like I get quite a bit of squares out of that one. Some white. What is this? Interesting. Okay, I have never seen this fabric before. Is that bad? I have no idea where this fabric came from. I do not recognize this at all. That's so strange. Does not ring a bell at all. I just have fabric. I don't even know where it came from. Some more Dresden and 2.5 that were already cut. So I'm just literally going to press them and put them in my bin. I probably really don't need to press them, but I like to press. So I'm curious, what sizes would your scraps be? What would make sense for you? I still bugged me. I swear I had a 5-inch bin. But I must be making that up. Then I have all these large chunks, which I don't even know why I have larger pieces, but I'm not cutting them if they're certain size. I'm not going to cut them up. I'm finding a lot of Dresden blades tonight in here. And I would absolutely love to make another Dresden. So that's something I need to put on my radar. Okay, here's another Dresden. And I made it out of all these fall vibed colors, and which are my favorite. I think this is a really funky cut up piece. Like, I don't even know. Oh, I can get a 2.5 by 4.5 out of this. And I'm moving it in, like this is my 4.5 inch so that I can trim nicely around it. So I'm going to use my ruler. This is my 4.5 inch line. So I left a little bit of fabric out here on the end so I could get a nice straight line. And then I'm going to turn it. I'll cut the 4.5 again. Boy, I didn't get a straight line at all. What did I do? And then this ruler is 2.5, so I'm going to cut that way. Joydy says I make all sizes of scraps. This looks terrible. I don't know what I did. Misty says I can't make myself to cut things down like that. I like to keep them how they are. Never know what size, when or what size I might need, and would hate to have an inch or two just off. That's true. Some of these are so small though, I don't even know. I know I like to do scrappy stuff, so I will use them that way. I like to make those mug rugs. Plus, I like to make little mini pocket prayer quilts. So those little 2.5 inch ones are perfect for that. Let's get this lined up. We're going to make one more cut. Get this down to 4.5 by 2.5 for my potato chip blocks, which is one that I've had on my wish list for a while. So I'm excited to try and get one of those done eventually. This has still got a salvage on it too, so we're gonna get a 2.5 inch out of here. I should have got my rotating mat out. That would have been helpful here. I don't need to cut myself like I did a few weeks ago. I finally got that healed and you can't see it, so that's good. Doesn't even look like I cut myself. Another 2.5 inch. I think eventually I'm gonna have to get a bigger 2.5 inch bin. Let's be real. This might be a nice piece to, too small. Did you do anything to treat yourself today, Amanda? Let's see, what did I do? I did. I came home for lunch and I sat outside and worked on cutting some of my prairie meadow pieces. And then on the way back to work, I decided I wanted a lemonade. So I stopped and got me a lemonade to finish my afternoon at work, and it was glorious. So I got a lunchtime fabric play and a lemonade. Yes, I did. That's such a great question. Thank you for asking that, Kathy. Let's press a few more. I don't even know. I love this fabric. Hi, Sean. Oh, this is a pretty big piece too. I'm not going to cut this one either. I don't know what this is from either. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Thanks for joining, Sean. Trash, let it go. It's okay. This one was wadded up, but it's a 2.5 inch square too. I got some odd pieces here. Does anybody else have something like this? It's okay to let things go. Oh, that's okay, Sean. I had to turn off my Discord notification, so I'm sorry I did not see it, but there was too many. I had too many. It was just going off so much. I had to turn them off. So I missed your message. I apologize. What were we doing here? It's got it's not even the why. I'm not even sure what that was. It was from a pot holder. I know that. So these are going to go in my. This looks like it was supposed to be a 2.5 inch square. Now see, if these are 2.5, then I'll go ahead and make these 2.5 by 4.5 for my potato chip block scraps. This one is off a little bit. We're going to get rid of it. It's okay to let things go. These are scraps off of a baby quilt I made, and I want to save them and make some kind of, I was thinking to make a cute bag or something with them. So I'm trying to put all those scraps in one pile. Kathy's telling Sean that she listened to the replay of the live with Danelle and John, and it was so fun. Sean said it was a fun afternoon. That was great. I listened to that at work today, and it was wonderful. Cracking up. Sound like you guys had a really great time. Okay. 1 second. Okay. Now these, I'm not sure what to do with. I think these I'm actually going to leave long. These are strips from a quilt too. Hi Zaza. I know, I feel like all of our friends are in the house tonight to hang out. Thank you each and every one for being here. Before I forget, I will link my mug rug tutorial. I call it a mug rug. It's really just a coaster size. I will put I did a video on tutorial on it. I'll put a link to that in the description. And if you want any of my sewing room essentials, I have that set up. You can go shop my Amazon link, and I do potentially can earn a small commission. Let's see if that works tonight. I haven't made any money yet, but I have some of my favorite sewing supplies on there for my room. So check that out. Let's see what we got over here. Some more pieces that aren't worth saving. Let it go. Let it go. I can't sing. I am not a singer. It's so fun to go through these and then see. It's like, oh, that was that. Well, that was that table runner I made for so and so. Or these are things that'll go in my string bin for mug rugs and stuff. This one I might be able to get a 2.5-inch square out of. Oh, I know most of you are probably chilling with me tonight. If you're working on a project, let me know what you're working on. Another 2.5-inch square. That bin, I'm going to have to get a bigger one. It's pretty full. I think this might be one too. Yep, already. Oh, this is, you know what, I'm going to leave this 2.5 by 4.5. These can go in here. I don't know how do you keep your scraps combated? Like, do you go through them often or do you just let them pile up? Is there anybody who doesn't have scraps? I have so much fabric that I have some that aren't necessarily scraps, that are just larger cuts of fabric. I have a whole color containers. In my other room, in another closet, a whole closet full of fabric. Now that fabric I've had for a long time. Most of it since I first started quilting, probably. When we used to have a quilt shop here in town. That one I'm going to leave. I hope my internet's being okay because it gets really quiet and I don't know if it went out. I don't think so. So how or who, how, what, why, where, when do you guys handle your scraps? Do any of you not have scraps? I don't know how that could be possible, but I definitely have plenty of scraps. Two and a half. Oh, I love this pumpkin fabric. Love this pumpkin fabric. I love fall. My scraps filler bin. Time to chop them up. Yep. I guess that's pretty much what I'm going to do too. I mean, this bin has been years in the making, so I have not touched it in forever. It's just dangerous ironing these little pieces. Okay, enjoy dinner, Sean. I think this is a 2.5. It's a little small. I don't know what this is from. Go in my string bin. Zaza, once I made a quilt that I did a piece border for and used up all the fabric. It was a great feeling. Yeah. I don't know that I've ever used up all the fabric. I feel like I always have something left over. I'm doing the Prairie Meadow and I have a ton of fabric left from that. I'm going to be able to make a whole other quilt, which I'm excited for. look at this one. I love this fabric. The Dresden. Okay. What style of fabric do you guys like? This is a print from Civil War fabric line, which was my first true love when I started quilting. So I'm not going to cut her. I'm going to put her in my pile. Not worth saving. Oh, Zaza, are you making a jacket? I have not got that brave yet. I want to make so many things. I can't cut up a quilt like these people are doing. Cutting a quilt and making bags or fanny packs and stuff. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to cut up a quilt. So I'm just not doing it. Modern florals. Ooh, with the not traditional. See, now I like everything. I'd say floral for sure is a big one. Still love me a good silverware. I still have quite a bit of silverware scraps. I think I have 2 of these cubes with silverware in my other closet. I kept the closet in the old sewing room because it was a bedroom that nobody used. Gosh, I cut that terribly. What's wrong with me? So I'm lucky enough to be able to just keep that closet. Keep my larger scraps in there. I have them color coordinated, except for like, I have novelty, holiday, or seasonal. I feel like I have another one. And I think like floral. Then I have like green, blue, red, that kind of thing. Those are like larger pieces. That's where this stuff will go. This stuff will go in my totes in the other closet with the larger pieces. They're just too big to cut. And I'm still freaked out because this is not anything. I've never seen this fabric before. I've never seen it. Haven't used it in anything. I don't even know where it came from. It's an odd feeling. I have no idea where this came. I do not know. All the rest of it I know. I don't know where that came from at all. It's so strange to me. You know, we normally know exactly what the scrap was for and who it was made for. And I'm like, oh, and I don't know. More Dresdens, more garbage. We're making headway. I just still feel like I'm never going to be able to tell I even touched this. This stuff I'm getting rid of. It's a bunch of old piece stuff that I can't really do anything with. So we're just letting things go right now. Jake's found a lot of things that are just too small to work with. Oh, so you like bright fabrics, Misty. I do have some Tula. I do like Tula's stuff. It reminds me of what I used to like when I was a teenager. Because I used to have everything neon colored, you know. I do not know what I use this for, but I have oodles of it. I don't even know where I used it. I'm not even sure, but I have tons of it in the scrap bin. I'm not sure what it's from. This is just overwhelming. It looks like I had all this pressed at one point, so it's just folded up. Hey, Brian. It's like, I think I had this pressed from last time I did my live, and I just folded it back up. Oh, here's another old Civil War piece that I love. Love this piece. I think I'm gonna, I don't even want to cut it. Memories. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to cut some of these because they're awfully big. I can just go my string bin. Oh, goodness. It's a little piece. Okay. Everything got umpteen threads on it. Some of this is just too big to chop up. So I'm not going to. Some of this I'm going to chop up. Others is just going to get thrown in the bin, the larger scrap bin. I kind of like digging through it too. My grandkids love to play with my scraps, so I got to keep some kind of scraps around. Oh, it's still a whip, but I was working on it tonight a little bit. Oh, nice. Have you shared that on your channel at all, Zaza? I'd like to see what you're working on. If you have a channel, you can hashtag, don't hashtag, exclamation point selfie and share your channel so I can come support you. I can't always join live, but I do get the watch time in. I play a lot of YouTube lives while I'm working or getting ready for work. I love this piece of fabric. I love this color. Oh, love it. So I love to catch replays while I'm working. Well, ouch. And then let me know what time. Yes, thank you, Kathy. Let me know what times you guys go live. I you can always turn them on in the background while I'm working. So, Zaza, I don't remember what time your lives are. I just don't feel like I'm making any headway. Oh yes, the grandkids have been playing because they tied their uncle up one day with fabric. Okay, 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays is Zaza. Brian, do you do lives? I know Deb goes live Fridays at 3 while I'm working. Oh, he says yet. He doesn't have lives yet, but he will. Right, Brian? I think they're super fun. I hope you all enjoy them. I would assume you would. You're here. Now this is going to stay in here as well. I need to go get some more bags for the other fabric. This is a bear paw log cabin quilt that I did. And it's all the fabric from that. And I kind of want to keep it all together because there's enough in here to do a whole nother project. So I'm going to keep that in there. Let me go grab a baggie. So I'm going to put these fabric scraps in here. Let's get that folded a little bit better. It's still got a wrinkle, which is fine, but all right, let's start over. We're going to leave that in there. This is all from one quilt, so I'm going to keep it together until I decide what I want to do with said scraps. This poor little baby is a few months old now. I have to get her quilted. I just have not been in the mood to sit and quilt. Like that takes a lot of work for me. And getting it all set up and the space. I got to rework my room. I just don't have enough. It's just, I need to rearrange it so I can utilize my space better. Oh. Oh, hi, June. How are you? Okay, so I have all these pieces, scraps left. I just love this fabric. So we're going to get all this together. I missed a comment I wanted to read. Oh, Zaza, I do like keeping fabric lines or project fabrics together if I have a decent amount of leftover. Yes. And I feel like I really was thinking about making a little bag to give to the mom to go with the quilt. I feel terrible. I haven't got it done, but as you all know, I've been MIA because work was good. I'm glad to hear it, June. Thanks for being here. I got stuff everywhere. Just going through, getting rid of scraps. That's a really long string. We'll just put in that bin. Another fabric line I'm going to keep together. So while the new one's coming in, I'm going to go over what I'm doing real quick. So I'm working on my scrap bin. You can see the top of the box now. So I do have all this laying here, but that's okay. See? And then you find little tidbits like this. Bye-bye. So here's what I'm doing that makes sense for me and how I like to sew and what I want to do with my scraps. 2.5-inch squares. I had a ton already made up from projects, so I thought, well, something I use fairly often. So I've made several wall hangs, a whole quilt. I've actually made quilted sweatshirt pockets with 2.5-inch squares, so that makes sense for me. Dresden blades. I had these already pre-cut. When I made my first Dresden quilt, I overcut Dresden blades. Zaza has used matching leftover fabric to make a bag to gift the quilt in. Oh, no, that's a good idea too. And then I've always wanted to make a potato chip block, which is 2.5 by 4.5 inch. So I got those here. So that's what's in this plastic bin. And then I like to make little scrappy, and now it's all wet, coasters. I call them mug rugs. They're really coaster size. I like to make these out of scraps. And then I use a charm pack square on the back. So it makes it super easy, just 5 by 5. So that's what all this is. These are larger scraps that I can use for that. And then I have a few smaller pieces, like this would be good on a corner of a little mug rug. So that's all that. Then as I was showing, I have these 2 bags, which are all the same fabric line. And I had quite a bit left over, so I wanted to keep them together. I mean, this is enough. I could literally get a whole nother project out of here. I could, if I paired it with another background, I could probably get a whole nother quilt out of that. Then I came across in there in my scrap bin these larger pieces. And I have totes. I have these in my other back bedroom in a closet storage cubicle my husband made me that I can sort these by color. And I have a seasonal one, I have floral, I have novelty, I have Civil War, which is what this one is. So I'll sort these out and put them in there. I have a bunch of those sorted by color too. Then I have my trash bin, which is pretty full. My tools that I'm using tonight, which makes this super helpful and fast. Obviously pressing a lot makes my cutting easier. I am mainly using the 2.5 by 15 inch Missouri Star and then the 2.5 inch Omni Grid. These are my favorite 2 right now for the scraps. So that's my rundown. Now these are all 2.5 inch strips from a quilt I did. And I'm not going to cut these. I'm just going to put it right in my scrap bin. Right in that string bin over there. I have some sewn pieces that I just can't utilize. They've already been pieced that I don't want anymore. That's just to get rid of it then. It's not going to hurt anything. Pretty sure this is already what I want. For some reason, I'm having a terrible time cutting a straight line today. Another 2.5. This is a good size strip. I'm just going to put right in my strip bin. So is anybody else working on anything or have any tips for scraps or storing scraps? Do not have scraps. Mystify me. Hi, Sandy. Thanks for joining in. I remember this. I made a beautiful table runner for a friend of mine. This is just one. It was all different colors of fabric. So these all go in the string bin for my scrappy mug rugs. They're just kind of too big to cut up. I think they'll work great for that. All right, I'm coming back. I just popped away for a second. Okay, another big strip. More strings. Strings. This is a pretty good size piece too, and it's folded in half. If I can't be bothered dealing with them, then I just donate them and yarn scraps to the local school, and the nursery kids craft with them. That's such a great idea. Now I know whatever I have, my grandkids will still like. They like to play in. Pretty big strip too. I don't need any more 2.5-inch squares of that green because that's what I always love this fabric too. Made my St. Patty's wall hanging out of, so I have tons of 2.5-inch squares. Sometimes when I just don't follow a pattern and I randomly make things, I end up with a few too many scraps because I just keep cutting. Zaza's only going to get dog or cat grams. Oh, Zaza. I love you. Some yellow Dresden blades from... I made my mom a sunflower Dresden blade quilt for her birthday one year. Okay. This I just love. This is one of the fabrics from my Bible. This is actually the lining to my Bible cover I made. Gold is my favorite color. Hence my walls. Okay. About 10 more minutes. Oh, what's everybody getting big weekend plans? Do we have weekend plans? I think we have a pool party on Saturday. And I think the rest of the weekend is open. Church Sunday. And maybe another bike ride. We went on an all-day bike ride. I think there was 5 couples for part of the day that we kind of split up, but it was wonderful. I sunscreened just enough that I didn't get a sunburn. And it was a glorious day. It was so nice. We rode from Indiana to Ohio, ate lunch, and then rode back to Indiana and stopped and saw a covered bridge, which I didn't know existed. So there's a lot in Indiana, but it was, fairly close. It was a super fun day. So I don't know what else we'll do. I need to work on things around this house. I really want to bring my husband in here, and we're going to get a game plan for this sewing room. Over here is where I normally sit. This is where I normally sit during my lives. This piece of wood, my husband attached to the sewing desk and to the wall. That's where I put my laptop, but I need more room to quilt, so I need to move away from the wall or something. My husband built me this huge ironing cabinet with storage, which I love. I got my serger, my scraps, all kinds of bins of projects and threads and all kinds of stuff down there. So I want to rearrange my room so bad. You can't see that corner. It is piled high with stuff. I just get to sit on the back and be cute. Someday I'd like to learn how to ride. It's on my bucket list to do. Someday. Right now, I'm just a passenger princess. I like it. I love it so much. It's just not a care in the world when you're out there on the bike. I love it. It's terrible to say. What month is this? July? There is still all the leftover fabric from my Christmas gifts that I sewn are piled up over there. I have a couple crochet projects. I have batting. I have lots of quilt backing. And then my quilt rack, which has all of my unquilted quilts on it. I need to get busy. I really do. I have tons of scrap batting, which I use for my mug rugs. I like to use scrap batting for table runners and wall hangings. Sandy says that she I miss writing. Sandy says, Brian, I like to rearrange I have bifocals, so it's hard for me to read. I like to rearrange my craft room. Sometimes it's small, so there is so many ways I can arrange it. Zaza, I'd be frightened. I'd nod off to sleep and fall off the bike. I haven't done that. There's times I would like to close my eyes. It's just so relaxing to me. I call it my wind therapy. Brian Zaza says your room is perfect. And Sandy says, I can relate, Brian. I am very blessed. I have what's supposed to be like a dining room. The people we bought the house from had it set up as 2 living rooms. They had like his and her living rooms. So it's a decent sized room, which is a hindrance to an extent. Because I have a huge cutting table in the center of the room. It's too big. IKEA. Oh, excuse me. IKEA bookshelves that my husband put together, and then a butcher block. Then I have my in-laws' dry sink. Then I have this. I have another sewing machine set up over here. I have an end table, my big egg chair, another display piece, and another sewing machine. So I really don't. I do want to take out the quilt rack. I have a place I can put that, but I have to clean out this corner. So I could put something over there. I have my printer over here, which I really think I can find a new place to put the printer. This wall is just solid and it looks messy and I need to declutter. That I have antiques in here that need to go in other rooms. We like to collect things. I have my son's fiance's wedding dress in here because I'm going to do some, I do not do clothing, but I got to take up her straps a little bit. So I got her wedding dress hanging in here, which is poofy, but I got to work on that. They're getting married in like 2 months. I got to get that done. And that's about it. I think I'm winding down. Brian is trying to arrange it by craft, but it may not be possible. Oh, see, that's a good idea too. Well, we also have 2 other bedrooms that aren't used as bedrooms. One houses, the closet is all fabric. The other one has a dresser, and I have a whole entire drawer of fabric that my grandma pieced, so it's very sacred and very old, and that. And then I have like 2 drawers of yarn. I haven't even been crocheting, so I need to get out my Afghan I started and get that finished, my first one. So I can use that dresser. I should put some like my scrap batting in one of those drawers. That's a really good idea. Because I don't like throwing any batting away. I will Frankenstein batting for a table runner, a wall hanging. Oh, I do have a drawer of old sheets in there that a friend gave me. She gave it to me and my friend Katie, and then we kind of split them up. I've used for table runners and wall hangings as well as backing, which is perfect. Love those. So I have a lot of organizing to do. But I think I'm going to shut up shop for the night. I got lots of things to do to get ready for the week, rest of the week, or tomorrow. I like to set myself up in the morning, get my clothes ready. So I'm going to put these back here for tonight. I want to thank you all for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you hopping on here tonight. If you enjoyed my live, please give me a thumbs up. And let's get scrappy with it. And we will reconvene back here next Tuesday. I don't think we have anything going on. To check my calendar, but I'm pretty sure I'll be back next Tuesday, same time, same channel. So thank you all for being here, and I'm gonna go pick on my husband. Thank you, Misty. I appreciate each of you. Have a good night.